Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, starting with the whole slacker, as well as the rest of the whole full elect that is sincerely pushing this word, or that sincerely believe. Peace and mercy to the whole. Quick update. This is today, and you see it says the New World Order is here. And I watched the first 3 minutes of this clip, first 2 to 3 minutes of this clip, and a bunch of precepts came to mind. A couple of them I want to share and edify the whole full elect, because what we're seeing, in the next we're gonna see today, he is going to be selected, all right, to run this sinking ship. That's what America is. It's a sinking ship, and all you have is these 2 people running to be captain, to be the captain of a sinking ship. We know that the elites already know who they want, and they have selected already who will be the next president of Babylon the Great, which is America. We're also seeing that, and this video was posted about 13 days ago, but we're also seeing these nations get together and band together, all right, to fulfill prophecy concerning World War III. All right, which is the conclusion of America's destruction, okay, which is Babylon the Great, alongside with the chariots of the Most High, all right, and the hosts of heaven, and Yahweh Shai. They're also going to get busy in the destruction of America, which is Babylon the Great. And before all that, right, you're going to see, we're going to come across the hour of temptation, the great hour of testing, which is the Motb. Before the destruction, we all nations, the whole world has to be tried by the Motb. But nevertheless, we're seeing this stand together. Let me get this quick precept. This is Proverbs 21:1, and it reads, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." That's right, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that the Most High is controlling the hearts, which is the minds of these various kings of these nations, to fulfill his will, all right, in coming together and destroying America, which is Babylon the Great, as the prophecies say what will happen. Okay. And second verse here: "Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahweh pondereth the heart." So all these different rulers and kings, all right, even the top wicked elite, they all have in their mind how it's going to go in terms of the NWO and the Motb being administered, all right, throughout the four corners of the earth. In their mind, they have their own agenda of how it's going to go and how it's going to play out. But the Most High is the one that ponders the heart. So let's go up to that word ponder and see what it means. Ponder. To regulate, measure, estimate, ponder, to regulate. A good definition here, it says to be made even or right, but it says be adjusted to the standard. And what standard? To the Most High standard. All right. The minds of these the wicked elite, starting with the top wicked elite, and these various kings of the nations, their minds are going to be regulated are going to be adjusted to fit the standard of the Most High Yahweh, because this is his will and prophecy, and this is his prophecy that's being played out on earth. So even if in their mind they thinking they're going to do it this way or do that way, they're going to do it exactly how the scriptures say, because the scriptures are words and are the words of the Heavenly Father. See, they're going to do it exactly how they're going to do it, because we're speaking the words of the Heavenly Father. You see, the prophets. All right, so let's go into this clip.
But on China, Vladimir Putin said the two countries should work together to create what he called a just world order.
BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, BRICS. So the name is an acronym. In 2006, it started with 4 members. South Africa joined in 2010. And this year, 5 new members have joined. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. They've all joined BRICS this year. So now there's a total of 10 members, and there is potential for more.
Mr. Xi told Putin the world is undergoing profound changes unseen in a century and the international situation is chaotic and intertwined.
The world is undergoing profound changes unseen in a century and the international situation is becoming chaotic and intertwined. But I firmly believe that the profound friendship between China and Russia from generation to generation will not change.
Welcoming his professed dear friend Xi Jinping to the 16th annual BRICS summit, Vladimir Putin said Moscow and Beijing would work towards creating global security.
Then the BRICS are certainly onto something.
Prophecy, because the scriptures say that Russia will be a guard unto them. These nations ally, major nations ally with Russia, like China. Iran has been in cahoots, all right, with Russia. They've had a economic relationship with Russia, and you see what's going on with Iran and the small hats, all right, right now. So, this is Ezekiel 38 and 7. Shit. That one. But when we skip back, it mentioned all these nations that are doing together. So you got Egypt, you got Saudi Arabia, Iran is in the BRICS, India, China, Russia, Ethiopia, South Africa, and Brazil. Okay. Ezekiel 38 and 1, it says, And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which is Russia, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them, which that's Turkey. All right, modern day Turkey, also known as um, Asia Minor. Okay, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, Behold, I am against thee, O God, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army. And that's what's happening. The Most High is putting hooks back into the jaws in the mouth of these Russians, which is a parable, right? It's not literally happened, but it's a parable to pull them back where? Pull them back to their old ways, right? To remember themselves. All these nations, Russia, Iran, Ishmael, which comprises of the majority of people of Iran, also as Iraq, is Ishmaelites, all right? And the Ishmaelites have a wild nature, okay? And the Most High said, and that was that 2nd Ezra 15, that they shall remember themselves, the dragons of Arabia. Okay, that's what we see. That's why this whole all these pretext or pretense wars are happening between the small hats and Iran. So it says here, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Most High is going to put them in the mindset of war. Okay, Persia, Ethiopia, right? We saw some of these nations are already joining with the BRICS nation. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmets. Gomer and all his bands of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people shall see. Said that's not Asia Minor. Asia Minor, Turkey, present day Turkey is actually um the house of Togarma and the north quarters. So let's look this up. Armenia. Oh, we look up everything, man. Armenia. Right. Right, right. So, Georgia. There. Alright, so, and then skipping down here, let's look up Tacoma. The basis and the famous on the draft it. Yeah, so yeah. Slocky. I want to present day Turkey. So yeah, so reading again, the point here is in verse 7. Okay, so it says, Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. Right, all the companies. See, all these nations are assembling together with Russia and China, but mainly Russia, because out of all these nations, Russia is the top dog. Right, Russians like the captain, so to speak. So out of all these nations, they have the biggest capability, nuclear and military capability. Okay. To thee be thou a guard unto them. You see? After many days thou shalt be at. So that's the point. Verse 7, right? Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So that's what you see, man. These nations are Russia is being a guard onto these nations. Okay.
Because not only are many BRICS member states talking about a different world economic order,
Welcoming his professed dear friend Xi Jinping to the 16th annual BRICS summit, Vladimir Putin said Moscow and Beijing would work towards creating global security.
then the BRICS are certainly onto something. Because not only are many BRICS member states talking about a different world economic order, but once they start talking about a different political and security order, we're onto something in many, many ways.
20 world leaders in total are descending on the Russian city of Kazan for the summit. It's seen by the Kremlin as sending the message that attempts by the West to isolate President Vladimir Putin over his invasion of Ukraine have failed. Moscow is touting this as the largest foreign policy event the country has ever hosted. The Russian president hopes to use the summit to convince members to adopt an alternative to the dollar for global payments.
In the face of Western sanctions.
Getting together to talk about an alternative for the dollar, of the dollar. So the dollar is done, man. All right, it's crashing. It's finished. It's wasting away. That's why do you think they're what was that? I think George Washington said this. I got to get the quote. Um, the last official. There we go. Look at that. George Washington quote. Official act of any government is to loot to treasury. So that's what you see these nations doing, especially over here in Canada and Babylon, which is America. They are basically looting the treasury, right? Printing as much fiat currency as they can and sending it elsewhere to the other side of the world, to Russia or sorry, not to Russia, but to Ukraine and them small hats, right? And eventually that financial bubble is gonna pop, all right, and that's where all hell's really gonna break loose, man. Talking about waking up to no money in the bank accounts, banks being closed, businesses being closed, um, being looted, right? It's gonna be all mayhem and hell out here, all right, especially over here in Babylon the Great. Okay. So that's what's happening. These governments are looting the treasury, and they're all these nations are banding together to basically administer the Motb, the New World Order, or which is the the entering of the New World Order is the MOTB. IOB as well. These are other phrases, which is Internet of Body. Yeah, the Internet of Things, but they're going to do the Internet of Body as well.
Sanctions. Russia has been trying to persuade its allies to adopt an alternative to the dollar for international payments. At a BRICS summit this week, Moscow is expected to try and convince a growing club of developing economy allies that it is immune from Western attempts to isolate it and call for other countries to join its attempt to overhaul the global financial system.
Russian authorities are keen to promote the idea of a unified BRICS financial system to rival the dominant US dollar.
BRICS is perceived as an alternative to the dollar system. It became the platform that offers some alternative ways of carrying out economic and financial transactions. Russia proposes to use some kind of new currency, which could allow national currencies to be converted into a new unit of payment. It will reportedly be electronic digital money.
Xi Jinping is going to walk alongside his buddy Vladimir Putin at this BRICS summit. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Gordon,
Up here, Obadiah. What do you get Revelation first? So Revelation 17. Yeah, 17. And I said 15. So the point is 17. So Revelation 17 and 17 and 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest were where the whore sitteth, right? That whore that John is seeing represents America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, right? EU, NATO and the EU, right? Ye shall hate the whore, and the beast represents NATO. The 10 horns represents EU, and the woman that sits upon the beast with 10 horns is America. You see, so he shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. You see, that's what all this is going to lead to. The MOTB, first and foremost, is going to lead to civil unrest, martial law, as we're in the election today. We'll see what pop off. Lord willing, man, everything pops off. Then you're going to have the destruction, nuclear missiles being deployed from those countries, i.e., Russia to America, America back to Russia, Iran. It's going to start off with Iran. And, as you see, the prophecy is already fulfilling itself that the least of them shall draw them out. The least of them is talking about them small hats. Drawing who out? Drawing America, big players, major players into this war. Right? As they're getting heated with Iran, guess who's that's going to draw out? Russia. Right? Read earlier, Ezekiel 38. Right? Was it Tubal and Meshach? Right? Turkey, present day Turkey. Iran, that area. So it's gonna get serious, man. Okay, it's gonna get serious. And so it says, in that fire, again, nuclear missile. So verse 17, it says, for Yahweh hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Lord of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And that's what they've done. And that's what they're going to do in terms of the MOTB. But then the Most High is going to put a separation between them. And then they're gonna fight among themselves, but really they're gonna band together and fight against America. You see, they're gonna team up and try to fight against Yahweh Shai. So there's stages to this, man. There's stages to this. Last precept here. Obadiah 1. Yeah, so Obadiah 1, and let me read verse 2 and jump down to verse 7. It says, Obadiah 1 and 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And that's what you're seeing, the Americans being despised and is made small, so their power is being looked down upon. Don't get me wrong, America has some serious has some serious power, but ultimately it's prophesied for them to be destroyed and to go to war. And these nations are the most helpful spirit on these nations to look down on America. It's a laughing stock if you're looking at it right now. America's a gazing stock and a joke to the world. Verse verse 7 it says, all the men of thy confederacy, right? All the men that have joined allies, hey, NLT is even better. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. And that's what's happening, man. King James says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none there is none understanding in him. That's right. So, anyways, man, we're seeing all these prophecies play out. Polycrises, right? One thing after another. It's going to be like a domino effect. All we need is all we're waiting for is for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to knock down the first domino, to knock down all those dominoes, you know? You ever see those towers being built by dominoes, and you knock down one domino, the whole thing come down. That's exactly what's happening, right? So to take that one event, a Black Swan event, civil unrest, something's going to really ramp up these prophecies. We're going to be out of here, man. Yahweh Ratazah. All right, those of us that sincerely believe in the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So anyways, with that, I'm going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity, and peace and mercy to the whole full elect that's pushing this word across the four corners of the earth. All right, in truth and sincerity, and the rest of you that sincerely believe. Kwame Ashala, and Shalom to the whole full elect.